How you doing? Rich what? Alright, so we're going to change the oil in a 92 Ford Bronco with a 5.0 V8. So first thing you want to do is you want to come to the oil cap and you want to take off the oil cap. Now I ran the truck down the street a little bit so that way it warms up all the oil, makes it a little bit loose so that way it'll drain through the pan good. We take the top off so that way it'll allow air to escape instead of creating a vacuum, so all that oil drops down. What you're going to need is an oil drain pan, something to put the oil in. You're going to need an oil filter, 5W30, 5 quarts. So now, I'm going to put some gloves on. And this is actually going to be really easy to do. Really quick, really easy. I would say it takes like 30 minutes at most. 30 minutes for a beginner. But it's definitely worth it to do yourself because this is going to cost me 14 bucks to do it by myself. Or myself. So, first thing we're going to do, is going to get the socket wrench. I'm going to get the socket wrench attachment out. And I believe this takes a 13/16 or a 7/8. And we're going to find the oil pan drain bolt. You want to come down here. Let me get my light.
I'm going to pause.
Alright, so this is beside, you want to get,
start it?
Yeah, you want to get behind the passenger side tire where the exhaust is. This is your first catalytic converter, and then you have your second cat. Right before the first catalytic converter where the O2 sensor is, I got it. Okay. You're going to see your oil drain pan right here. And you're going to be using a 7/8. And you're just going to go ahead and back this off. Nice and slow. You want to use an extension so that way you don't get your hand all oily and dirty. You want to just keep going. Eventually you'll be able to do it by hand without using the wrench. But I'm going to keep using the wrench. And then now I'm just going to back it off nice and slow. I'm going to take the extension. You're going to kind of predict where the oil is going to go, because that oil is going to come out piping hot. Not piping hot, but it's going to come out hot because I had the truck on. And we're about there. There we go. Just like that. It's nice and hot. Look at that oil.
That's not too bad.
Oh, that's sludgy as all get. What are you talking about? If your oil's milky, you got a blown head. If your oil's sludgy like this, that's fine. You're okay. And you want to put your drain pan, you want the stream of oil to be at the very end of your drain pan, because your the pressure of the oil is going to die out once it leaks all the way out. So it's going to end up going at this part of the drain pan. So as you can see, that stream is starting to come down at a different rate than it was. And this is why you want to open it up so that way it flows out all nice and fast like this. And then it'll completely drain out. Hopefully this is, yeah, that's going to be good. I think this is going to be enough to take it. So it's going to be a little hard to get it into that drainage, but we're just going to go ahead and let this drain out until it's fully done, and then we'll come right back. Got it. Alright, sweet. So we're pretty much drained out on that oil. Let's see if we can get the light back on. There we go. So we're pretty much drained out on that oil. And so I'm going to put the bolt back in. Now be careful, it's going to be steaming hot. You want to drain it as much as possible, but the oil filter, there's a lot more oil in the oil filter, so we're going to get that next. But I just want to cinch that up. We're going to go ahead and tighten it up. Grab your wrench. I got it. Absolutely. You want to drain this pan into whatever vessel you're going to keep your oil in. You don't want to tighten this not too tight, just kind of like 15 pound-feet. Boom, just like that. And so now we're going to empty out this oil.
And put it on pause.
Don't put it on pause.
Really?
No, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to empty out the oil for them.
Oh, you wanted to see how it's done?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
So come here.
I have it. I have it.
Yeah, come
It's
closer.
in my sights.
All right, so you want to inspect your oil. See what you're looking at. See what you're working with when it comes to the oil. Kind of mix it around. You can see there's a lot of sludge. Not necessarily sludge. This oil is not very thick, which is very good because it's like warm right now. You see a lot of dirt. You know what I did is I did a sea foam. This is why this oil didn't last that long, but there's a lot of dirt in here. What's a piece of paper? There must have been a lot of junk in my engine. Oh, wow. That's not good. That's how you know you need an oil change. I'm just going to toss that aside. Alright, so let's go ahead and move over to my vessel that I'm going to put the oil in.
What happens if there were some, like, dregs in there and...
If there's metal flakes and stuff, it could be that your engine's kind of wearing itself down somehow. So you want to be careful with that. And then you want to slowly pour the oil in. This is like one of the most difficult parts about this job. And you can go to a restaurant and ask them if they have any of these 5-gallon containers. It's for olive oil. And I just use it for motor oil. And I honestly hate pans and stuff that have this little thing. It's useful, but for some reason the oil never comes out on that little lip. It just seems to go wherever it wants to go. It's kind of like coffee. Coffee will go wherever it wants to go. So you want to drain your pan as much as you can. And when you got a little bit left, you want to come and inspect it again. And look and see if you see any flakes. And I'm not seeing any flakes.
Specks of gold.
See if you got any gold. Pick it up and inspect it. It doesn't look like I have any flakes or anything, any shiny flakes in there. So that's good. No shiny flakes, which is good. So I'm gonna dump the rest of this oil in there. All right. So now we're gonna put it where the oil filter is. So if you come over here, underneath the intake, behind the power steering pump is the oil filter. Right underneath the headers on the passenger side. I mean on the driver's side. Do you see it? It's, maybe if you come over this way. I'll move these forward. There's that orange filter.
Okay, got it.
Orange? Okay,
Yeah.
put the camera there.
Oh, ready?
I'm gonna take the oil filter out. If I could find the wrench that I have.
So should I pause it?
Yeah, pause it real quick. Alright, so they have little sockets for it, but I like using this wrench because it works the best. These pliers, I mean. The little socket one is a rip-off. This works great. It works for my Fit all the way to my F250. And so you're just gonna go, you grab it, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. This is only supposed to be hand-tight, but most of the time it's tighter than hand-tight. So you just really want to grab it. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. See, I was just making sure that you all knew that that was a test. That's how the Swedish do it. But no, this is lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Make sure you do it right. Now I loosened it up to where I can undo it with my hand. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check and make sure I have my oil pan in the right spot. And it looks like I need to move it a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. And right about there is where I want it. Okay, sweet. Now watch out, your engine's going to be hot, so try not to touch the headers or the exhaust manifold, because that's going to be piping hot. And so is this oil filter. It is going to be hot.
It's not going to splash on my legs, is it?
No.
Okay.
But this thing is already piping hot. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Finish this off with the pliers because I'm going to have to grab it. And like I said, it's piping hot.
Some cars you have to go underneath.
Yeah, but this one you do it above. In the F250 with the 460, you're going to have to do it underneath.
But this Ford
The Honda, you do it from above.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's on there pretty good. There we go.
Ew. Oh no, how do you get it from spilling all over your stuff?
That's you just gotta
Pretty
maneuver.
tricky.
Yeah, it's super tricky. You gotta maneuver it. Now it's gonna be hot, like I said, so you want to be very careful.
Should have got you some oven mitts.
Or wear some actual gloves that protect, but I don't like getting oil on my gloves. So I use disposable gloves. But 5 mil should do good. If you get the 7 mil or the 10 mil, that'll do good as well. So once I got the oil filter out, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna empty it into the catch, and I'm just gonna leave it here and let it empty out because that thing is hot. Sweet. Now we can go ahead and install the new oil filter. And the process to do that is you want to open this up. You want to open up the new oil filter. You want to grease this O-ring. And it's always good to double check. Make sure everything's good on the filter. Make sure there's nothing in it. And dip your finger in the oil. And then you want to grease that rubber O-ring. Get it nice and greased, because that's what's going to help it seal properly. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and wipe off your gloves. We're going to go and install it. Now, I did some research, and this is a Super Tech oil filter from Walmart. And a lot of guys actually say this works a lot better than the other oil filters. It's actually a higher quality oil filter than your STP and stuff. I don't know why. It's cheaper, but they say it's actually pretty well made. So I'm giving it a try, and it looks like it'll work really good. It's definitely easier to spot. And then you're just going to go ahead and make sure it's hand tight.
The orange one was a Fram.
Yeah, the Fram is good, but they're saying that this STP is a little bit better. I mean, this Super Tech is a little bit better. So I'm just using a towel to make sure this is as tight as it can be with my hand. And there we go. As tight as it can be.
You just use your hand?
Yep, hand tight.
Oh.
Once you're done, replace your intake, and you're good to go. Now we just got to fill up the oil. So I'm going to go back over and grab my oil pan, which completely missed. So I got a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm going to put my oil filter in my pan. And I'm going to get my funnel, clean that up a little bit. You definitely want to get some cardboard or something. I should have got cardboard. Could check the trash. Let's go ahead and check the trash to see if
Okay, I'm going to pause.
Alright, so I found some cardboard. This looks like it was somebody's project.
Aww.
They threw it away anyways. I'm gonna
I
put that
know.
down. Make sure I don't get anything else dirty. Oh, that's not bad. Jackie Robertson. A life is not important except the impact it has no other. It has no other on
See?
life.
Who would throw that away?
Clearly they don't care about the first black baseball player. Son of a gun. But anyways, let's get this done. So, taking my funnel, cleaned it out. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the 5 quarts of oil. I'm gonna go halfway. I'm gonna check it.
Make sure it's not leaking. Is that what you're saying?
No, you gotta turn the engine over real quick. And then I'm gonna see how much it has. You wanna go to you wanna do 4 pints.
4 pints.
4 pints, and then on the last pint you wanna see how much oil you're gonna need.
Need 4 quarts.
Yeah. Thanks for double checking my science. Appreciate it. So we're just loading this up. This is 5W30. You can do conventional oil or synthetic oil. If you had synthetic in there, you can do conventional. If you had conventional, you can switch it to synthetic. you want to make sure the weight is proper. So if it's 5W30, make sure it's 5W freaking 30. Because weight is what matters, not the type. So, I mean, type does matter, but it's all about the weight.
In other words, the weight is more important.
Yes, 100%. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over.
Do I keep running?
Yeah.
And you're turning it over because
You have to let the oil lubricate all the...
And you want to make sure it doesn't leak?
No, I'm lubricating all the gears and the lobes.
Oh.
And then I'm adding more oil, so that way I can see how much more oil I need to add when it's lubricated.
Okay.
Do that for 15 seconds. And then now we can check it. And it should read nothing. So we're gonna try that one more time. It looks like we need to add a little bit, as you can see. So we're gonna go ahead and add that quart, the rest of that quart. And we should be right about there. Maybe another quart. Most of the time I've seen it take 6 quarts on these big engines. But technically it's like 5.5 quarts or something like that. So I'm probably gonna have to get a little bit more. But I'm gonna go ahead and just add the rest. That's it for that. Let's see what we're working with. And we're right there at the add 1 quart line, so it means we just need 1 more quart and we're full, which I have some at home. And it really doesn't matter if you have synthetic and you're mixing it with conventional, because you honestly should just change your oil every 30,000 miles. Not 30,000, yeah, 30,000 miles every 3 months, 30,000 miles.
What?
Yeah.
If you have synthetic?
If you have conventional. If you have synthetic, then you can do 50,000 miles or 5 months. So, my mom pointed something out. I said 30,000 miles. It's actually 3,000. My bad. That'd be pretty awesome oil if it lasted 30,000 miles. That's actually more like automatic transmission fluid. Automatic transmission fluid is synthetic oil. So if you ever change your transmission fluid, make sure to keep it, because you can put it in your power steering pump and you can flush your power steering pump with automatic transmission fluid. Same thing goes, instead of buying 2 or 3 pints of power steering fluid, you can just get a gallon of automatic transmission fluid and it'll do the same thing, because it's a synthetic oil.
So this oil that we just saw, that was 3 months old, 3,000 miles?
This is 3,000 mile oil
right there?
Yeah, and what happened is I did seafoam, and so that broke up a lot of the junk, and it really made the oil look really bad. So that's why you saw that extra dirty oil. And it's not like I left it to let it get really dirty. That's just what happens when you seafoam. Anytime you add carb cleaner, not necessarily carb cleaner, but anything that's going to clean the injectors, anything that's going to clean the lifters, anytime you're doing fuel injector cleaner, stuff like that, you're going to see a lot more deposits in your oil, because it's breaking up all that deposit. Make sure you don't do too much of that engine cleaner, because there is a healthy amount of deposits on your engine, which keeps it running. So, you know, a lot of these ethanol cleaners and other chemical cleaners that you use in your gasoline, that'll add a different type of buildup compared to regular gasoline buildup. So you're just replacing the buildup with something else, even though you're knocking loose the other buildup. Seafoam actually does a really good job at getting rid of all the other buildups, but you do have to change your oil afterwards because of the deposits that you're going to see. So the oil before I did the seafoam, which I did the seafoam a month ago, and I've only driven this truck twice since I seafoamed it, it was clear. It was clear oil. It was brand new oil. So I seafoamed it, and then you saw what the oil looked like.
Yeah.
It was dirty. So, you know, that's always something you have to do when you seafoam it. Other than that, that's all it takes to change the oil on your Bronco. It's quick and easy, nice and simple. Thanks for watching.